Merry Christmas. Today is December 12th or 25th, 2022, and kind of dealing with the after effects of the windstorm that came through and the frigid temperatures. I think it's like 25 degrees out right now in South Carolina, if you can believe that. The garage is completely full of plants that wouldn't have made it. And it looks like we may have lost quite a bit of plants, but who knows? Looks like a desert dwelling with all the tarps and stuff laying everywhere. One of the things that happened was this tall boy or secretary, heavy. Wind gust came through, and this is a screened in porch. Here we've got, some blinds there that aren't really super effective, but what those are is curtains to separate us for some privacy from the next door neighbors that are, it's like they go outside to have some family time, and we're right here. So these are the curtains. We actually, instead of buying them, they were made, and they're canvas drop cloths. And because everything here in South Carolina molds, black molds, like immediately, we wanted something that we could take down and run through the washing machine to get the black mold off. So they're canvas, and we saw that somewhere at a home show or something and just decided we were going to do it. But this secretary, that's the top of it. It's been kind of reconfigured with chicken wire, but that sets up on top of here, and it was full of antique porcelain, teacups, teapots, stuff like that. We'd never in a million years would have believed that the wind would have been blowing without a hurricane. And we caught a gust, and that whole thing came over and landed on that chair and that table, busted that off of the top, and I'm going to reattach it. And through all the there's some of the remaining pieces down there, the top's just gone. I mean, it was just shattered, everything. So there was quite a bit of damage for antique teacups and teapots and stuff like that, I mean, they're replaceable, but I mean, none of this stuff went flying off. So kind of crazy. So let me go, looks like I need to get a hammer, a couple of drywall screws, and some glue, and a drill gun. We'll get this put back up on there and be tra-la-la-la along the way. So I will pick this back up in a second. Here in a minute, we're going to go out front and pull the cover off the back of my Subaru, because I finally got the receiver put in, and I haven't even looked at it. So stay tuned. Okay, I've got my tools, and what I'm going to try is see if I can straighten these up just enough to stand the base on there, because these weren't glued. They're just pilot holes to get the top to stand on there correctly, and I really don't want to get it, start changing the basic design. I think I can set it down on top of there. What I may do though is, I think I've got some better screws that should take up that in there pretty easily. And then I've got like a latch, a screen door latch that we're going to put on the top of that. in the post here to kind of lock it to it. So, alrighty, give me just a second, see if I can throw this top back up on there. The L straps are back in there, just had to clean it up. It's gonna need at least one more here and there, and possibly one going down this back rail here into the back behind. I don't have those currently, and it is December 25th, so the local Home Depot is not open. But this is just kind of an antique piece. It's not, or old piece, whatever. It's not a used, obviously. It's sitting out here on the porch, so it's not like the end of the world if it's not perfect. It did crack that. I guess that's when it contacted the chair, and it looks like it did crack the door frame. So we'll be watching that. And again, this stays shut. It's a display piece. So while it is kind of a bittersweet, you know, thank God for the small mercies, it is still kind of a sucky deal that, you know, there's some paint knocked off and stuff like that. So it'll either be chalked up as character, or we'll be getting the touch-up paint out and touching it up. So let me get the ladder out and mount that screw to hold it upright, so it's at least not going to blow out that way. The receiver, quick story, I was at the Subaru dealer, and a guy had pulled up in his Navigator, and you can see the side, the freeze just killed those. We're gonna have to cut them all back. In his Navigator, and he just had a hitch put on his, and his cover, he was over there just beating the crap out of it. The service guy from Subaru was trying to help him with the body tool, and I'm just like, oh man, I wouldn't be happy with that crap at all. So I made him show me for sure. I'm hoping I get this in the picture. Screw it. Sorry about that. You're gonna be all dizzy. And then by the time I'm done jerking the thing around. So what you do is that there's a thumb screw right there and right there, and supposedly you just give it a slight turn and I guess pull them out, and well, what turns out is that you pull up on these right here and over there and kind of unsnap them and then tilt it out. And this is a 5,000 pound, I'm actually surprised, look at that. That and this, I'm actually very pleasantly surprised. You know, it's got the chain hooks there and the receiver. And then when I don't want people to know that I've got a receiver, I just slap the cover back on there and away we go. I've seen people cutting slots in their cover so that these, you know, I'm like, well, just take the damn cover off. But, you know, people are people. So that is the last part of getting this, besides rims and tires, and I don't even know if I want to do that. But I'm kind of stoked because my kayak uses a 4-pin blade trailer wiring harness, but this is a 7-pin for like a boat trailer or a regular house trailer or whatever, and this is rated at 5,000 pounds, and the vehicle will tow 5,000 pounds. So there that is. Let me see about snapping this back on. And the installation of it was just the reverse. The tabs go up in there, you push it down, cover it up, push it in, put those thumb screws in there, and there, and twist it, and just like the service tech over Subaru said, it's in there solid. So I'm kind of tickled over that. That's been the first really good thing about that. So there it is. Earlier, I was kind of kidding while I was outside about the garage being full of plants. You know, there's a Christmas cactus there, and other plants there, all in there, all down there. Just about any flat surface that we could get them on. But I wanted to show you this one. I was really particular about wanting this one for sure saved. This Christmas cactus has 3 different colored blossoms on it. And this is at the end of the blossom season. It started kind of earlier. But it's got that peach or skin tone flower. But it also has that more lavender. And then there'll be a shade just a little off of that. But they're a really delicate flower, and it's very unique. We've had this particular Christmas cactus, I think 5 or 6 years, and it was root bound, and Tony had just transplanted it, and it's just exploding bigger. Now I'm sure there's bigger Christmas cactuses out there, but this having the lavender and the peach or salmon colored flowers on the same plant, and they're sprinkled all over. It's not like it's just a couple, like it was a splice or graft on that side. They're all over inside the plant. So it was very unique when we saw it, and we got it based on that color, and it was a very good price. And this is kind of a newer little kid. It hasn't had the chance to get out there. And then of course we've got a couple of Norfolk pines there and there. And then there's a big one out there under the blanket. And they're just kind of cool. These, I believe they're actually house plants, that they're not really for outdoors. But man, they are a pretty plant. So, all right, well, thank you for watching. And if you think about it, give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. Oh, update. Supposedly my ham radio and GMRS radio are in process. It's the 25th of December, making it 2 days away from being 5 months that I've waited for these things. I got an email saying that he was processing them, so we will see. That doesn't mean shipped. The number count hasn't changed, but he says they're being processed. And let's see, tomorrow I'll be filming a video from a Savannah River cruise, lunch cruise. So that ought to be interesting. I'll take you guys along. Thanks for watching, and Merry Christmas. And I hope your Christmas was full of joy and surrounded with your loved ones, and that you make it a prosperous and joyous Happy New Year. Thanks. Bye.